Whoopsie. I goofed. Let me see if I can get that back. Grrr. Mommy fucked up. Nope. That's too sad. Who was we? Whoa. This is why I'm not a DJ. Yep, did it again. Because I'm stupid. There we go. Okay. God, I hate that. That's going to be the way I'm going to have to do it. Hey, everybody. How is everybody doing today? I hope everybody is doing well. And welcome to the third episode of Brunch with Maddie. Let me turn on my cam so you guys can see me. in glorious 480p. Hi. I know I tweeted out yesterday that I found a way to turn my smartphone into a webcam. It's over there so I can see the chat while I'm cooking. However, I plugged it up this morning, got it going, ran some tests, and realized that I wasn't happy with the lag time in between the phone and the laptop. So let's see who all is in the chat this morning. We have Green Thunder, Blind Press, Adam Key, Sarah, Maniac Man, Grillin' Pirate Pete, and Flying Falcon. How's everybody doing this morning? So yeah, today we're going to do an omelet with ground beef, vegetables, to be more exact, baby spinach and tomatoes mixed in with those, and some onions, green peppers, because Cuban onions, green peppers. Yes, we cook without them, but we like to cook with them a lot. That's just the way we do it. I'm also going to do some latkes, and hopefully I'll be able to show you guys how much of each I'm using, because what's the goal for this? Oh, the goal for this is to eventually migrate this over to the Geek channel, to have Brunch with Maddie over in the Geek channel to talk about all things geeky over there while I cook. Flash recipe cards on the screen. That way you guys can, write down the recipes, and also have links to where you guys can print up the recipes later. Because I'm having fun cooking while I'm talking to you guys. I don't know whether you guys are enjoying these streams or not, but they're fun for me, because I get to talk to you guys, and you guys get to see me in my kitchen, because as long as the kitchen's clean, I absolutely love to cook. And no, I am not pregnant, but yes, I am barefoot, and there's your there's your chauvinist joke for the morning. All right, so first thing I did last night, because I don't have a grater, was I took 1.5 small red onions. I peeled them. I don't know if you can. Yay, the light's fucked up. All right. I peeled them, and I hand grated them, because I don't have a grater, which means I sliced them really, really thin and as small as I could get them. That isn't easy, by the way. There was a lot of cussing involved in that. And I also put, I would say, a couple of tablespoons of scallions in there. And I did that this morning. The scallions was this morning. The prep was last night. So that is ready for our latkes and ready to be mixed. So I'm going to put that over here. I'm going to grab an egg, because you have to put an egg in the latke. Let's see. And I smell like boar solvent. All right, let's see here. I'm going to pop this open. It is a plastic bowl, which is why I don't, as the story goes, pop it against the side of the bowl. But yeah, it's 1, 2. So we got 2 eggs and 1.5 small red onions in there. I'm going to take my fork, mix it up really good. Let me see we're mixing it. I'm going to mix. Here we go. Because you got to get this going. There's 2 different ways to do this, and I used to have 2 different recipes for latkes. And this is the one that looks a little bit more traditional. The other one actually looks more like a pancake, but I kind of like this one. All right, now you see it's all sloshy, and that's not going to work. So we're going to need about a tablespoon of flour in here. So I'm going to get the all-purpose flour. I'm going to get the tablespoon measure, and I am going to put a tablespoon of all-purpose flour in the bowl. And plop. I heaped it. It's a heaping tablespoon, just enough to get everything together. And because I'm me, and I haven't seasoned this thing yet, and I like to season my stuff, stir this up real good. Now it's a little less soupy. I may add some more flour to it. We will see. I'm going to, let's see. Oh, nose itches. All right. I like to add paprika to my latkes, a little bit of salt and some pepper to taste, and a little bit of garlic powder, because I like flavor in my latkes. Not that I don't like potatoes, but I love me a good potato, but I love me some seasoned latkes. So that's about, I would say, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, but I don't put all of it in there. I never use all the salt that I pour into my hand for some reason. Always have a problem with that. And now we have, I would say, 1/8 of a teaspoon of powdered garlic. in there. Not that you can see it with the glorious 480p resolution. And then we're going to do about 1/8 of a teaspoon of paprika in the mix for the latkes as well. So now we have those wonderful seasonings in there. And yep, the flour is thickening it up nicely, so we're going to leave it in there for a couple of minutes and get it good and thick. Yep, that's working out perfect. Okay, so now we're going to set these over here. And now what we're going to do is we're going to take out our handy dandy bacon fat. Yes, I said handy dandy. There's nothing caramelizes onions better, in my opinion, than bacon fat. That and it adds a nice little flavor to stuff, so that's good. And I got a little bit of that. I'm going to wait for that to melt now that I have turned that on. And in the back pan, because it's the only cooking oil I have, I'm going to put some, oh boy, I need a gas stove. I'm going to put a thin layer of olive oil in the pan back here to make the latkes with. Just enough to fry the latkes, but not enough to drown them. That's the way I like to do my frying oil in pans like that. So we do, while that's waiting and while that's melting, we do have, that's about 1/2 of a small vine ripened tomato. We're going to use about maybe 1/2 a handful of the baby spinach ripped up and sauteed along with the tomatoes and everything else. I'm going to use about 1 tablespoon of yellow onion and 1/2 teaspoon of actual minced garlic. So that's what's going to go in the pan. And that's also what's going to help season the ground beef. So we're going to cook the ground beef with the vegetables first and then put them off to the side. And then we're going to do the omelet. The last thing we're going to prep, because basically all a fruit salad is chopped up fruit. That's going to be the last thing to be prepped for our brunch for today. So that is what's going to be a little bit later in the stream. So while we're waiting for things to melt, let me see if I can share the screen here. Because, come on, behave. Thank you. I know you know liking me. Ooh, screenception, y'all. All right, here we go. So we have our releases for the 24th, which was yesterday. Movies that premiered yesterday in the theaters was nationwide releases was Aladdin, Brightburn, Booksmart. Limited release was Avengement, The Poison Rose, Isabel, Echo in the Canyon, The Proposal, and Halston. And debuting yesterday on Netflix only is The Perfection. So we're going to be talking about what some of those are, if we want to go see those or not. Now, I've seen this morning the hashtag trending was Aladdin. A lot of people are liking the live stream, live action. I don't know, really. I mean, yeah, I like Will Smith. He does have charisma. You know, he can handle stuff. So a lot of people are liking it, but what's making it iffy about who's liking it is who's liking it. I mean, is this regular people like you and me with open minds and, you know, critical ways of looking at things, or is it the SJWs that, you know, are absolutely loving the new diversity and they, you know, don't care much for whatever the story is. That's just the fact that, you know, they're actually casting correctly in their eyes. So I don't know. I really don't know. But, yeah. So we've got that for, now what I'm going to do here, let me see if this thing loads. Yay. Yeah. Because there was a lot of buzz around this live action Aladdin movie. And some people said that they were going to, from what I heard from some of the articles floating around out there, they thought that her only purpose in the original Disney movie was to get married and have a husband. That's bullshit. Apparently, they didn't pay attention to the Disney movie because that wasn't the only issue she had. She had lots of major issues. One of which the fact that she felt like a prisoner in the palace, that she couldn't go wherever she wanted, whenever she wanted. So, you know, that's bound to create a lot of static and pushback, you know, just between her and her dad. I mean, she was arguing with her father in the original Aladdin movie because she wanted to be able to go out there. She wanted to see what was out there and explore and, you know, and come into her own. She also wanted to marry, but she wanted to marry for love. So I don't understand why these people are like, well, we need to make her more independent, and she's going to be more independent in this movie. And then they threw in a handmaiden. And they're like, well, this handmaiden is her best friend. Excuse me. In the time frame that they are making this particular animated movie, the tradition of a handmaiden was only to come in to help her get ready for the day and to make sure that she was dressed appropriately and her hair was done right, and then she was not seen or heard from again. That's pretty much what a handmaiden does. You know, she's seen and not heard, and that's only for a brief moment to dress the royalty and then fade off, you know, into obscurity around the palace to not be seen again. What do you guys think? Put a little bit of salt in here. Either my chat froze or you guys are not being very active. Let's see. We got 6 people watching. Don't forget to share this out, by the way, because we know YT doesn't, you know, show people what's going on and what's happening. Because, you know, YouTube. They like adding useless things and things to frustrate us, but, you know. So I don't know. I think Aladdin is one of those movies that I'm going to wait till it comes out on a streaming service and take a look at it then. Sorry, playing video games too. Ah, got it. Okay, Pete. No problem. No problem. Now, as far as supporting the stream, I know we're 12 minutes in. There is a PayPal link in the description. I prefer you to use that. Streamlabs doesn't work on my channel because YouTube and Google have not established my main branding yet. So I'm doing the quote-unquote Super Chats the ghetto way. If you do use the PayPal link to contribute, please orange box me in the live chat. Let me know how much you contributed and put your little message there, and I'll read it out loud in the live chat. That's the way I do it. If you want to do this, if you want to actually do the Super Chats and hit the button, you can do that. But unless I get, I think, $100 or $150 worth of Super Chats, I'm not going to see that money until between the 21st and the 24th of next month. So there you have it. You've been warned. I'm not interested with the live action movies. I'm just not interested with live action remakes in general. Yeah. Hi, Teresa. Welcome. Oh, thank you. You love my videos. Cool. All right. Right now, I'm caramelizing some onions. I'm getting ready to throw in some green peppers. So there's our Aladdin stuff. The next movie that debuted yesterday was Brightburn. Now, I've seen a couple of reviews on Brightburn. And yes, I've watched Chris Stuckman and my Jeremy Johns reviews. They absolutely love this movie. I reacted to the trailer of one of the trailers for this movie on my Geek channel. I want to see this movie in the theaters, but this week it's just not possible because we're really having a tight week this week. And we're also trying to get the deposit up so we can adopt little Miss Ruby Sue. So all that is happening. So yeah, we've got this. I love the concept for this. I love the concept for this. Like, what if a superhero goes bad in the origin story? I'm 45 years old, Teresa. I am 45 years old, and I am not afraid to tell people how old I am. So yeah. Okay, let me stop sharing and turn on the camera again for a little bit. All right. Let me see. Turn on the cam. Oop, there it is. Oop, there it is. Okay. So yeah, Brightburn to me sounds like a really interesting concept. I mean, you know, superhero with a, you know, the same origins as Superman, and obviously they can't say it's Superman. So, but we all know who it's supposed to be. Superman Goes Psycho, film at 11. But I like the horror genre. I just don't. I'm picky about my horror movies. Let me put it that way. I don't like a movie that's filled with jump scares all the time. I like suspense. I like the build-up. I like the, okay, I know something's about to happen. I know I got to get myself ready for what's about to happen. They're building something up. And no matter how much you prepare yourself for the building of the suspense for that moment that's going to scare the shit out of you, it still scares the shit out of you. Those are the kind of horror movies I like. Those are the kind of suspense horror movies that I like. And I got to go around the other way to get me some more coffee. So I'll be right back. Oh. We have thrown the peppers in. Put some sugar in here, go around the other way, and put the creamer in there because the creamer's in the fridge. But they gotta have cream and sugar in the coffee, but not too much sugar. Because I actually like to taste coffee. Some people have a little bit of coffee with their sugar, as I like to put it. Because you sip it and all you taste is sugar, and you're like, dudes, do you like coffee or do you just like the caffeine? Because at that rate, you can't taste the coffee. Holy crap. I like a good slasher flick, don't get me wrong, because I like to see all the different imaginative ways, the main antagonist kills everybody, because damn if Jason didn't come up with some really interesting ways of killing people. And then you had Freddy, who did it in a very gross, gory, but comical way as well. I like them. But it seems like more and more a lot of these horror movies are relying more on jump scares than the building up of that suspense and getting you ready for it and then dropping the hammer on it and scaring the living crap out of you anyway. This is about a half a teaspoon of garlic. Because just enough garlic is fine. Too much garlic and yeah, you ain't getting kissed for the rest of the day unless you do mouthwash or brush your teeth. Alright, so now we're done with that. Now that we've thrown the garlic in there, we've got some pretty colors. We'll turn this up a little. Alright, I put the tomatoes in there already. Now I'm going to turn the rear on 4 to start heating up the olive oil. And I'm going to open up the Baby Shame, the new Child's Play. Oh my God. I reviewed that trailer and they have totally screwed up Chucky. In my opinion, they have totally screwed up Chucky, Adam, because he's basically an AI robot that glitches and kills everybody. And I don't like that. I don't like that at all. It pissed me off. It really pissed me off. The original concept of Chucky was, it's a lot of people say it's hard to suspend belief with the original concept of Chucky. And though I would like, in a small way, to agree with them, but it's a horror film. You got to set it up somehow. And I like the fact that due to a voodoo ritual, this mass murderer was able to put his soul in a doll. And that's basically the premise of who Chucky is. But when you take that element out of the horror movie and just make him an AI that has glitched and gone bad, I mean, how many movies involving AIs that have gone bad have we seen? I mean, that is so cliche. It is so freaking cliche. I don't give a shit if he kills people with drones. I don't care if he Wi-Fi taps into somebody's smart car and makes them crash and die. I don't, that's been done. It's been done. Why couldn't you have just gone with the original concept before? Seriously, this is stupid to me. You're going to dumb him down. I don't get it. Okay, now that we have our vegetables warmed up, and some of them sauteed, and our baby spinach slightly wilted, we're going to put this back on the table. We're going to put this back over here, or on the plate. Now, without cleaning it, so we get some of that flavor in there, we're going to do the ground beef. We're going to put some salt and some pepper on the ground beef, and we're also going to put, I have one. He was born in 92. I have one. All right, that's enough salt. I don't like too much salt. I do not like too much salt because then it's like, it's salty and then, oh, there's the meat in there somewhere. A little bit of pepper. And we're going to do a little bit of coriander. And I mean a little bit because this shit is powerful. About that much works. And then we're going to do the comino. Or cumin, sorry. I always pronounce it the... You know, you could take the lid off, stupid. That would make it easier. And about that much comino goes in the ground beef. So now we've got salt, pepper, coriander, and comino, or cumin, as as people like to say in the United States. I grew up with it always being called comino, so that's the way I'm going to say it. So now we're going to brown this ground beef. Okay, we're good. Yes, I touched the oil. Lay gasp, lay horror, lay oh shit, she's gonna burn herself. I did not burn myself. I'm good. Let me get a measuring spoon. Say, oh shit, I can't believe she did that. Well, I can. Because I'm a dork that way. Alright, so we got this. Whoops. Ha! That was good. Just when you think you got it all scooped up, it goes nope, and some of it goes awry. We have a plop. Okay. I'm going to put 2 in there, because I believe 2 will fit. I am using a 1/4 cup scoop to put these in the oil. And then what I'm going to do is forget they're there for a few minutes so I can get a nice crust on the bottom and I can flip them over. So that's going to work. In my mind, I just went, I hope. All right, let me see here. Yep. I smush because it's supposed to be ground beef because I like doing it this way because I love torturing my wrist. So that's the way that works. You don't like too much salt. Well, gosh. Well, you know, that's a different kind of salt. That's a different kind of salt. That is a different kind of salt. And besides, there's not that many people on Gab. I keep forgetting I have Gab. Yay. So yeah, there's always that. All right, now I'm going to introduce this in here. See, okay, now, there isn't that much fat in the meat because I always get lean meat. As you can see, it's not swimming in grease, which is the only reason I'm going to introduce the vegetables back in there. I think this is 90% lean. So yeah, there's little to no fat in that ground beef. So now I'm going to put this back in here. I'm going to mix this up. And so as not to cross-contaminate, because, you know, we don't want to get ourselves sick here. I'm going to stir this up really good. And then we're going to put this over here in the, yes, all this shit has been cooked plate. We're going to wash this off. Means we have to clean our stuff before we start making our omelet. You ever see the Julia Child episode where she drops the chicken on the floor, picks it up, wipes it off, and says, and remember... No, I never saw that one. Oh my god. That's hilarious. That is hilarious. No, but I did watch the Master Chef Junior where little Sarah was taking the pan out of the oven with the beef Wellington on it and dropped it, and the Italian guy that owns the restaurant said, shh, nobody ever knows what goes on in the back of the house. You didn't have to tell us that you dropped it. Which I thought was hilarious. I like Master Chef Junior. I think it's absolutely adorable. I like the difference in demeanor of our boy Ramsay when he has to deal with children as opposed to adults, because he's more supportive. There we go. We're flipping this over. And yay, they're flat. Okay. Now we're going to flip it over like that so they can toast a little bit more, and then we're going to put a couple more on there. I think I got enough for 4, even though I'm probably going to only eat 2. All right, so now we've got this, and I've got, come over here. let us not get confused of what I am doing because the ADD is kicking in and my brain is going, what were you doing again? Because I can't remember. Okay. All right, so we're going to put some more fat, our wonderful bacon grease in this pan over here. So when we whip our eggs to start making the omelet, it won't stick. So we got that just enough. This is like a half a teaspoon. A half a teaspoon is enough to coat a pan so nothing sticks, but not so much as that your stuff is floating in grease, which is the way I like it. I don't like my shit floating in grease unless I'm deep frying it. So we're going to take 2 eggs for this omelet. 2. I said 2. Ha, ha, ha. 2 eggs. Okay. I'm going to crack them open. Yep. Whoa, don't you go nowhere. You don't need to be on the floor. We're going to crack number 2 open. Yep. Put it in the bowl. All right, now we're going to put these in there. Wash our hands. Then we're going to use a fork because I'm old-fashioned. I like to use a fork to scramble my eggs. All right, here we go. And we're whipping good. Okay, we're whipping our eggs. I'm doing this a little bit longer than most people because if you get those bubbles going in your eggs, you get a fluffy omelet. That's why, if those of you that eat at Waffle House will always wonder why they blend their eggs, that's why. If you get air in those eggs and get those bubbles going, you get a nice fluffy egg, whether it's scrambled or an omelet. Let's see. So now we do this. And since all of our goodness is going to be on the inside of the omelet, and we have a little bit of flavor with our little bacon grease over here. Oh shit, I turned the wrong one up. Ah! Okay, I'm going to wait for that to turn down because I turned the wrong one up because I hate electric stoves. So we had a little blooper, which usually happens. Well, this is the second one actually. The first one illustrated why I'm not a DJ. All right. Oop, wrong way. Let's flip it over because we got to get a nice little crust going on these because they do have to be golden brown. So we're going to do this, and we flippity dib it, and we flip it. Okay. We have flipped our latkes because now we're going for a nice brown crust before we make the other 2. I'm waiting for this to cool down a little bit because I turned the wrong one up. All right, so while we're waiting on that, let's see what else we can discuss movie-wise as I share the screen and we have Screenception again. All right, so we've covered Brightburn and Aladdin. Booksmart, that sounds interesting. Story follows 2 academic superstars and best friends. Oh, Lord. Who on the eve of their high school graduation suddenly realized that they should have worked less and played more. Really? Really? Wow. Determined never to fall short of their peers, the girls set out on a mission to cram 4 years of fun into one night. No. I won't be seeing that one. I don't like little girl movies like that. I don't. I'm a tomboy when it comes to my movies. Give me action, adventure, give me sci-fi, give me horror, give me fantasy, but don't give me girly shit because that will bore me. Anything special in that coffee? Because there's Jameson. Nope, I don't put anything. If I do put anything in my coffee, it'll be Kahlua, but it's just coffee, cream, and sugar. Yeah, sounds dumb. Sounds dumb. All right, so next movie, Avengement. I guess that's what you call it, Avengement or something. While released on furlough from prison, a lowly criminal evades his guards and returns to his old haunts to take revenge on the people that made him a cold-hearted thriller. It's an epic. Okay, it's an epic. People have bloody battle to search for the soul he lost years ago on the streets of an unforgiving city. Really? Revenge and redemption story? How does that work? How does revenge and redemption work in the same movie? I've never seen them work both in the same movie before. It's more like, you got me arrested, motherfucker. I'm going to kill you when I get out. or I'm out of jail now, so I have to prove to everybody that I am not going to fuck shit up again. But I've never ever heard of both in the same movie. I really, that's weird. So yeah, there's this one. As I put another latke in the pan. Yay! Sizzle, sizzle. Love it when it sizzles when I put it in the pan. Oh, we're going to have a baby latke. This one's going to be really, really small. Okay, so now we put this stuff there. So that's Avengement. Next one is The Poison Rose. It says it's a thriller out of Lionsgate. Let us see. I'm going to scroll down. John Travolta plays Carson Phillips, a hard-drinking LA private eye who takes a case in his old hometown of Galveston, Texas. While searching for a missing woman, Phillips must confront a crime boss, Freeman, and a shady doctor, Frazier, a sexy club singer, Cat Graham, and his former lover, Jansen, and his own dark, disturbing past. That sounds interesting. And I would play the trailer, except Lionsgate. Well, Lionsgate has this thing about blocking shit in 20 million countries when you play certain things from them. So I'm not going to do that. If you guys heard that sizzle, that's because the egg has hit the pan for the omelet. So let me come back over here and turn on the camera. Stop sharing. And yay! Hi. Okay. So now it comes I've got to coat the pan and get all this excess egg done and over with so I can put the innards in it. So I'm kind of peeling back the egg and letting all the loose egg fill up the pan, which is one of the easy ways of doing an omelet. Also makes the omelet a little more fluffy. There are some, I just don't understand why all of a sudden, well, I can speculate because a lot of other people have speculated that, it's, Disney has gotten very cash grabby lately, and I think that's why they're, instead of just re-releasing the old movies, I think that's why they're trying to make a lot of them live action. Yeah, I agree. Welcome, Jason Todd. How are you? Because, I reviewed, thankfully, because one of the trailers I did a reaction to on my Geek channel was a Lionsgate film. I forgot which one it was. And they haven't blocked it. So apparently they kind of like the way I did that. I don't know, because it hasn't been blocked. So yay for that. Lionsgate has never understood the fair use law, mainly because they put out crap movies and don't like the bad reviews. Yeah, I think a lot of the stuff they started out with was not bad, if you ask me. Not bad as in not spectacular, nothing to write home about, but I gotta come over here for some reason to do this. And we have flipped the omelet. And I have to adjust the egg. And the egg broke. Oh, well. Yay. All right, there we go. I got it. I flipped it. All right, so we have flipped it. I want to see Aladdin. I went to see Aladdin yesterday. It was good. After the first third and Will Smith's genius. See, that's what everybody's saying, that it's kind of slow until, you see Will and Will makes his appearance, and then it brightens up and it becomes a movie worth seeing. That's what I'm hearing from all the people on Twitter that are remarking on the hashtag. So, all right, your review is pretty much on par with everybody else's. All right, so I'm going to take out my shredded Colby Jack cheese. I'm going to rinse out my bowl. Let's see here. So we've got our latkes. I got to put the rest of the latkes on the plate. I am washing as I go so I don't turn around and have a massive mess in my kitchen. I want to see Brightburn, but I'm probably going to have to wait a couple of weeks to see it because it's just not in the budget right now. But I think for me, Aladdin is one of those wait for streaming service movies because I've always been picky and choosy about whether or not I want to spend a lot of money on movies, and as the ticket prices have gone up for movies, I have gotten even more choosy and picky. Yep, I'm putting the filling in there, and as you can see, there's a lot more filling than omelet, but that's fine because we're going to put the excess on top. Hi, Ghost Dog! So now we're going to sprinkle the Colby Jack cheese in the omelet here. Just a little bit more, just a couple of pinches should do it, make it nice and cheesy. Now I'm going to flip it shut. Holy smokes. Alrighty then. Alright. That should make the cheese melt fairly quickly. I'm not going to eat all 4 of these. Seriously. Okay, I need a small plate to put the extra one on, or the extra ones on. Okay, so we're going to scoop these up. This. Put them over here because those are not going to get eaten, but I just don't like to have raw food laying around, so those are probably going to be snacks. Don't cut. All right, yeah, let me cut that off. Now, we're going to strategically place a little bit of the extra on top. As you can see, we're going to put a little bit more cheese on top. I promise to meet my friends today later. Later, Adam. Have a good day. And we just kind of put a little bit of sprinkle of cheese on the top. So, now we have our omelet. Oops, shit. I made a mess, but that's okay. Cooking is messy. All right, now we're going to do this and consolidate. We're going to put our cooked stuff over here all on the same plate so I can get all this stuff washed. Put all this in here. Yep, John Wick 3. Yep, I reviewed that trailer, and they have not blocked it as far as I have seen. However, they did claim it for copyright, but I didn't get a strike on my Geek channel, so they're just, oh, you can't make any money off of this. Well, joke's on them, because I'm not planning on monetizing that channel anytime soon, so, you know, yeah. I figure that channel is going to be strictly run off donations and anything else people would like to give me. Now, I only have 63 subscribers on that channel, so it's still a baby channel. So, yeah, I'm still trying to grow it and stuff because I inevitably want to all my game streams, when I get the memory that I need for my laptop or get a beast, whichever one comes first, all the game streaming from Twitch is going to be on that Geek channel, as well as any geeky live streams that I do on Twitch are going to be over there. This main channel, once I get everything set up, is strictly going to be for news and political stuff. I thought too, and it's good. Still very John Wick and great action sequences. Oh, good. That's good. Okay, I'm going to rinse this off. Put this to dry. I mean, there's not much to John Wick. So, I like the fact that they have dogs in this one. Of course, I like puppies. So, you know. So I'm a bit biased in the pooch department. I like a good poochie. I like a very good poochie. And since we're getting a Boston Terrier soon, that should cement the fact that I like dogs. Okay, so that is going to have to be dumped out, probably outside. All right, so we're going to close the cheese, letting that stuff cool off, and I'm getting everything ready for the fruit salad, which is the last part of it. And yeah, I'm probably not going to eat all that food. Chances are it's going to wind up getting put in a Tupperware or something for later because Now that I'm seeing how thick that omelet is, my brain is going, 4 ounces of meat was too much. Especially with all the other filling. But that's what I get for not practicing these things and going directly on a live stream with all the cooking. By the way, yeah, it's here. I took a picture of it and put it on Twitter. So yes, I have my coffee maker. I did put that, as soon as it came in, I set it up. And I even took a picture of the new, what am I doing putting black pepper in the refrigerator? I'm nuts. The new coffee station as well. So yeah, those pictures are on Twitter. So thank you very much for your donation because you were a big factor in getting that coffee maker. And it has been a lifesaver. An absolute lifesaver. So, yep. A clean kitchen is a happy kitchen. So you have to clean while you cook. That way when you're done cooking, all you have left to do is a few dishes. So that's why I'm wiping down the stove before I do the fruit salad. Because, yeah. Okay. Here we go. Now we have wiped down that. Let's see here. We have our clean cutting board, which we're going to dirty again because reasons. Whoop! Let me put my baby spinach back in the refrigerator. Okay. Now, I am, and I always will. Yay! That's interesting. Okay. Okay, right. The mango got stuck to the bottom of the window. Okay, here's my mango. My strawberries. Coffee mango. Drip. 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 I like a good drip. Now, we will probably be getting a Keurig further down the road. And I will be getting a Cuban coffee maker, which is one of those metal coffee makers. Because in one of the cooking videos on the Geek channel, once this is set up to record videos on, I am going to tell everybody the secret of the perfect Cuban coffee. Oh my God. I'm going to be giving up Cuban secrets. Oh my Lord. Whatever shall society do? Because I'll be cooking Cuban dishes, and then I'll be trying out other dishes, and then you guys can suggest what you want to see me cook, which would be interesting. I do have, if you are a member of my Discord, Maddie's House of Geek category where you can submit recipes for me to try to cook, either on stream or on a video. So that happened. Because, you know, things of that nature and stuff. Let's see here. Perfect Cuban coffee, alcohol isn't. No, it's just Cuban coffee. What you people? No. Cubans don't start drinking as soon as they get up. Cubans caffeinate when they get up. That's, you know, we drink at night. We have beer, mostly. At least that's what my grandfather and my dad does. My grandfather did and my dad does. So I'm chopping up like one big old chunk of mango. I'm chopping up a small little bit of watermelon. I've chopped up a little bit of cantaloupe because this is fresh cut fruit from the Amazon Fresh service. So I'm also going to probably, and I'm going to top this off with strawberries because strawberries are my favorite fruit. I like a good strawberry. Strawberries are good. Strawberries are very good. Strawberries are good. Spent most of the day yesterday smoking baby. Oh, God, I love a good rib. Ooh, I love a good rib. There's nothing like a good rib. Oh, God. I'm going to make you cry, Drew and Pete. When I was married to my second husband, my father, who used to smoke fish and other various sundries in his own smokehouse because he made one in his heyday, bought my second husband a combination smoker barbecue grill. And I'm not talking about propane. I'm talking about charcoal and wood. And my second husband let it rust and let it fall apart. So, yeah, there's that. I wasn't too happy with it either, as you can imagine. And there's my strawberry. All right, so let me mix this up a bit. Oh, get that off of here. Because to me, this is hi, Red Feather. Oh, well, happy birthday. Or as since I'm not going to sing like Monkey and them, but I will say feliz cumpleaños, Pete. I hope you spoiled yourself appropriately. I heard that real Cuban coffee is, yes, it is. And there is the fruit salad with one strawberry, a little bit of mango, a cantaloupe, and some pineapple. No pineapple in there. And yeah, so there's the fruit salad that's going on the plate. Sounds like your second husband was a propane griller, or better known as. He was lazy, so he didn't maintain his equipment, and then he wondered why I would get frustrated with him. So yeah, because he would get gifted stuff, and then he wouldn't take care of it, and then it would get rusted and fall apart, and then he would wonder why I was pissed off. And because I told him, I said, this is a good grill, because he insisted on charcoal and wood. He doesn't like propane grills, and I don't blame him. I like a good charcoal grill. I don't like propane grills. To me, if you're going to grill outside, if you're going to barbecue outside, charcoal and wood is the thing to do, is the place to go, it's what you need to be doing. And, anything else is a shoddy substitute because, oh, look, I have a propane grill. Oh, how sweet. That's cute. You have a propane grill. I'm not a propane person. I wasn't raised on a propane grill. My dad never cooked on one of those. Unless it was an indoor grill, and only then when it was raining or if it was in the middle of winter and he didn't want to stand outside. So, yep. Here is the entire plate of brunch for the day. So there is our ground beef, veggie, and cheese omelet, 2 latkes, and our fruit salad. So there is our brunch for the morning. This is orange mango juice along with my coffee. And now I talk with you guys. Propane and propane accessories. I can't be trusted around fire. I end up using too much light fluid. Oh, dude. You really got to be careful with that. Okay, so this one does not sound too bad. The poison rose doesn't sound too bad. All right, how about Isabel? After moving, okay, I'm going to, the whole plot, I got to scroll down to the new plot. Okay, so this is Isabel. After moving into the perfect New England neighborhood, an all-American couple's dream of starting a family shatter as they descend into the depths of paranoia and must struggle to survive an evil spirit that wants nothing more than their own lives. So, interesting. So this is another one that they would, horror and thriller. Interesting. All right. Kind of sounds Amityville horror-ish. Descend into paranoia, struggle and survive an evil supernatural entity. It sounds Amityville horror-ish. But then again, you don't have original plot stories for movies anymore because, the only thing you do is reimaginations of existing storylines nowadays. So, yeah, there's that. At least that's just my theory because pretty much all the story plot lines have been done. It's just, how can you do this in an imaginative way? And if I can sit there and read the synopsis of that movie and tell you it feels like Amityville horror, I mean, what do you guys think? Halston is supposed to be. So we have 3 documentaries. Echo in the Canyon. Let's see what this one's about. Celebrates the explosion of popular music that came out of LA's Laurel Canyon in the mid-60s as folk went electric and the Byrds, the Beach Boys, the Buffalo. Oh, okay, so it's a music documentary. Mamas and Papas gave birth to the California sound. I think you're right. Yep. Interesting. No, I think what the whole basis for the Amityville horror is that the spirit of a serial killer was trapped in the house because he died in the house. I think that's what happened, if I remember that story correctly. And it was supposed to be based on a true story. There was a book before the movie. A lot of people tried to debunk the book, saying it was sensationalized. Let's see, Woodland Critters horror movie where forest animals perform satanic rituals. I'd watch that. I heard recently from our friend Gerbil that there was a remake of Maximum Overdrive that didn't feature the Goblin truck. That's just sad. Okay, I haven't watched in years. Yeah. I haven't either. All the sequels they did for cash grabs just suck, though. I don't think, to me, in my opinion, there are some movies that you can continue a story with, and some movies just, no matter how much you want to, really shouldn't have a sequel because the story gets wrapped up in that one movie. So you really don't need a sequel. At least, that's just me. The Proposal, let's see. By Oscilloscope. Let's see what kind of documentary this is that came out yesterday. Let's see if there's anything more to it. Known as the artist among architects, Louis Barragan is among the world's celebrated architects. Okay, so it's a documentary about an architect. That's pretty simple and straightforward. Yeah, I just don't know why. I don't know why. Cash grab sequels never really do well. Really, they don't. Okay, Halston documents a famous American fashion designer. Okay, that's why the name sounded familiar, but all right. The Perfection is supposed to be a thriller movie on Netflix only, and we're going to scroll down for the entire synopsis. When troubled musical prodigy Charlotte seeks out Elizabeth, the new star pupil of her former school, the encounter sends both musicians down a sinister path with shocking consequences. Interesting. An obsession thriller. The All in the Family with Woody Harrelson is, I don't know how that's going to work because people are not going to, in this, remaking that show is not good in this kind of climate or environment because people aren't going to take it for what it is because it was satire then. And a lot of people don't tend to understand what satire is. Filmmakers need to stop letting the main characters live then. I want to see them not making it out more often. I can see that. Of course, then, like with the movie The Mist, you have that fucked up Twilight Zone ending. Oh, where are my iron pills? Hold on, I think they're over there. I'll be back. Have to take the iron pills. So my little anemic ass won't look anemic anymore. Okay. Maybe everyone will be disabled. A horror movie where every single wheelchair is possessed. You have disabled people from all different walks of life trying to figure out why their wheelchairs won't do what they want them to. Because they've been possessed. Starts out subtly at first with people thinking that the person killed themselves by running off a cliff, and then it goes from there. There's your inclusivity. We can include you in horror movies too. That's no problem. Archie became the hero. Yeah, because Archie made points from time to time. But, for the most part, it was supposed to be satire. And that satire won't go over very well. Nowadays, because, you have all of these people. Yeah, wheelchair ramp to hell. Starts out subtly at first, fully charged battery on an electric, wheelchair just doesn't cause the wheelchair to work. Or if they push it forward, the wheelchair goes backwards and they think it's some sort of glitch. And then the wheelchair starts going, fuck you, and runs them off cliffs into walls, you know, in 3D. Oh, yeah. Okay, let's see here. May premieres for Netflix. After Maria, High Seas, Altamar, Joy, and there's the perfection again. Pitching in, Remember the World, She's Gotta Have It. She's Gotta Have It. That sounds familiar. Bobsleigh from Hell, Death Runnings. Yeah. What If? We gotta love a title that's ambiguous as What If. What if what? What if what? So HBO's not done yet. They have a documentary tomorrow on the Game of Thrones called Last Watch. So not only are you pissing everybody off this last season, now you're going to do a documentary as to why you pissed everybody off because, you know, reasons. You know, it's, oh man, this day and age, it's really hard to find shit that I want to watch because I'm really heavy into listening to the reviews. And if enough people tell me it's shitty, I'm like, I'm not going there. Totally not going there. And sometimes I will just in case. Let me see. Well, they made a horror movie about killer tires, so who knows what may be in the next. Well, you know, you got killer tires, you had killer tomatoes, you had clowns from outer space that spawned from popcorn. For those of you that don't know that movie, it's Killer Clowns from Outer Space, and yes, it was a big B movie. The Blob, you know, The Mist. It came from the monster from the Black Lagoon. You had all the, you know, there are a lot of B movies out there. One of the worst horror movies I ever saw was The Happening. Oh my God, I think I remember that one. Or was that the one I didn't see because I saw that it was M. Night Shyamalan and I'm like, oh, that's a predictable ending, and went on. I think that was one of the ones I didn't see. Red Feather. I think it was one of the ones I didn't see. I loved Attack of the... I did. I laughed at it. It's one of those horror movies that you laugh at. Freedom, and welcome to the live chat. Welcome to the live chat. As always, my friends, all of the content on this and any other channel that I do is made possible by viewers like you. And yes, I know I sound like public broadcasting. In the description, you will find a PayPal link. This is because Streamlabs doesn't work due to the fact that Google and YT don't like my main channel. So if you would like to contribute to the channel, don't forget to like if you like it, dislike it for the hell of it, or, you know, and share this out because YT won't. And if you would like to contribute to the channel, please hit that PayPal link down there. And then let me know how much you donated in the chat by orange boxing me. And you can put a little message on the end. I call that Ghetto Streamlabs. You can also do the super chat, but giving them 30% is not exactly favorable for me. And I have to be at least $100 or $150 total before they will pay me between the 21st and the 24th of next month. So if you can, please do that. I like to ghettoify everything around here until I can get my rig working, and then there will be an announcement as to when all my streams will be moving over to Twitch, where Streamlabs does work. So, fuck you, YouTube. Yep, damn YouTubes. And believe it or not, for those of you that don't know, I used to be able to do Streamlabs and Nightbot and all that stuff on my main channel. And what happened was... Rubber has got to be the... See, I haven't seen the movie, but I've heard of it. For those of you that don't know why all of a sudden I seem to be the one that can't do Streamlabs and stuff on the channel, it's very, very simple, and those of you are going to laugh. Somebody flagged my Google Plus account for, of all things, pornographic and sexually explicit material. And even though I appealed and they said that they were in error and they had fixed it, it never got fixed. So that is the reason why I can't do Streamlabs on my main channel. So yeah. Yeah, it's the killer tires from what I heard, Red Feather. Right? Exactly, Freedom. I don't have porn anywhere on my channels or any of my social media. However, somebody flagged me for such. Of all things. Of all things. Let's see here. A&E has a biography on Chris Farley on the 27th of May. This is coming Monday. Chris Farley, Anything for a Laugh. Then you have Colin Quinn, Red State, Blue State. That's a special on, the comedy special on CNN. Me either, Red Feather. Me either. The Targaryens going mad is a theme in that show. It is. Even Rhaegar, Jon's dad, let the kingdom burn and his family line die because he didn't tell anyone he was in love. Well, yeah, I mean, I haven't read the books. Ronan and I watched the first 4 seasons. And besides telling the lore of the family of the House Targaryen, about the Mad King going mad and how he used to be benevolent before he went mad, burned everything down, and made the Iron Throne, if you paid attention to Daenerys, there were signs that she wasn't all there throughout the seasons. I mean, to me, one major hint was, this is your brother. Yes, your brother is a fucking asshole, and he's a dickweed, and he was willing to sell you to get on the throne. But how are you not going to have any reactions whatsoever when your new husband is literally pouring molten gold on your brother's head? Because she didn't. She didn't react. She didn't flinch. She didn't yell. She didn't cry. She just stood there. She just fucking stood there. Ooh. Thank you for the $5, Ghost Dog. I like notifications. Notifications are good. It's like, you have an email because you got a contribution. Yay. All right. $5 from Ghost Dog via PayPal. I'm waiting for the email to load. Because this takes forever and a day. It takes us forever and a day. Let's see here. Yep. Just a $5 donation. Thank you, Ghost Dog. Thank you very much, sweetie. Yeah, I saw the first 4 seasons, and I'm iffy on buying the books, not because I think the television show is accurate to the books, because you have to be stupid to think that anything ever made from a book is 100% accurate from those books. But I don't want to suffer the Wheel of Time syndrome. And I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about, because I'm waiting for Martin to finish writing all of the books. And I mean all of the books before I buy them and read them, because I don't want what happened with those books to happen with me and the Wheel of Time, where the author died and the story he never finished writing the story himself. Now, I know they have since gotten a friend to finish the saga of the Wheel of Time, but still, I call it the Wheel of Time syndrome when you start a series of books and you don't finish them. She was given a lot of her victories in Essos when she came face to face with an immovable wall like Cersei. She got upset and blamed the citizens for not freeing this. Yeah. The books are hard to read. I had to use a note card. This is a bookmark. Helpline for the... Yeah, I saw that. The helpline, yeah. I mean, it's like, if I read the book and they make a movie from the book, okay, I am not going into that movie theater expecting that movie to be 100% like the book, because in order for a movie, in my opinion, here I go again with my opinion, in order for that movie to accurately portray the novel, A, it's got to be longer than 2 hours, probably more than one part, and B, they have to find a way to translate character thoughts into big screen action. Which it isn't easy, really, unless you do voiceovers. I have been disappointed by the ending of shows too, but not that upset. Yeah, I know, right? The complete meltdowns people are having are just absolutely... I find them hilarious. I find them absolutely hilarious. Yeah. I mean, these people are having literal breakdowns, and I'm like, really? It's a fucking show. It's just funny. Like, Dexter ending really pissed me off, but I moved on. You know, I've been hearing that a lot. And those idiots want to tell us how to live. Exactly. Exactly. I mean, now, being a Whovian myself, you go through the not my doctor phase whenever they regenerate. And my little stage, I call them stages of being a Whovian. It's like, it's the not my doctor phase. The, let me give this doctor a chance. This doctor's okay. And then, oh yeah, I totally like this doctor. And then they regenerate. So you're back at, oh, not my doctor again. It's just an ongoing cycle. A feminist icon goes batshit crazy. No. Right. The Tumblr posts. Yeah. It's like, they don't really have, to me, they don't really have legitimate gripes. Any doctor, not Tom Baker, is a fake. No, Tom Baker's my favorite doctor. But Eccleston did the role rather well as Tennant. Matt Smith was that special needs cat that couldn't ever get his feet up under him. I liked him. He was likable in a clumsy kind of way. But he just seemed so awkward all the time. Mm-hmm. My grandfather and I would watch Doctor Who together, and it was the fourth Doctor. So my introduction to Doctor Who was Tom Baker. And excuse me for blowing my nose, because I know you guys could probably hear that. But at least I don't have the camera on, so you can't see it. Tom Baker is the fourth Doctor of Doctor Who. I love how they were gambling with real money on the ending of the game. Oh, Lord have mercy. That's just wrong. Mm-hmm. Would you like a jelly baby? Would you like a jelly baby? Yep, I know. I don't know why the nose is getting stopped up, but the nose is getting stopped up. At least I'm not doing it on camera. Let's see here. Oh, let me do this. Let me see if I can do this, and if they'll let me do this. I'm gonna Tom Baker say, yeah. Oh yeah, most definitely. Okay, we're gonna come back over here. So yeah, Godzilla King of the Monsters is a remake. I did react to that trailer. I absolutely love the fact that they're doing that. And yes, it's the monster we know and love because it's a remake. Now, it's a little more updated, but it's not that overstuffed Tyrannosaurus Rex on steroids out the wazoo like the Americans tried to do. Sorry, Hollywood, but that was not Godzilla. That was a T-Rex on a tirade. Sorry. That was not Godzilla. That was a T-Rex on a tirade. And then you have the biopic of Elton John with Rocket Man. And then you have Science Fiction from Hell, so I've been blowing it like crazy. And then there's Ma! I wonder what Ma is, other than a thriller. Let's click on that and see what Ma is. Let's see here. Scroll down so we can get the whole. Oh, wow. 3 paragraphs. Octavia Spencer starts as Sue Ann, a loner who keeps to herself in her quiet Ohio town. One day, she's asked by Maggie, a new teenager in town, to buy some booze for her and her friends, and Sue Ann sees the chance to make some unsuspecting, if younger, friends of her own. She offers the kids the chance to avoid drinking and driving by hanging out in the basement of her home, but there are some house rules. One of the kids has to stay sober, no curse, don't curse, never go upstairs and call her Ma. Ma! But as Ma's hospitality starts to curdle into obsession, what began as a teenage dream turns into a terrorizing nightmare, and Ma's place goes from the best place in town to the worst place on earth. That's interesting. It's like they took the mother from Carrie and stuck her in her own house without her daughter and went, okay, just go psycho on these girls. Because let's face it, so it's about committing a crime. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's just it reminds me, because let's face it, Carrie's mom wasn't the most mentally stable person. She was not. She was one of these Bible thumping, head of the religious caste people. I mean, look at what she put her daughter through. Good God. I don't blame Carrie for just snapping, because with a mother like that, woo. Yeah. Yep. Definitely a loony mama. My favorite actor would be either Clint Eastwood or, well, see, to me, my favorite actor depends on the genre of film. Now, if we're talking Westerns, then I'd have to, number one would probably be John Wayne. Number two would be Clint Eastwood. If we're talking action adventure, I would probably have to say, let me see. And now I brain fart on his name because I'm a dumbass. In the, oh God, what's his name? I can't remember his fucking name. All right, you guys will put this in the chat for me because I am totally brain farting on his name. Indiana Jones, followed by Denzel Washington, because he did a couple of really good films along those lines. I'm trying to leave out comic book movies. Hi, Mitch. Let's see, action adventure movies. I've seen so many, I can't remember them all. Kurt Russell, because Romancing the Stone was funny. Thank you, Harrison Ford. Thank you. I knew, because brain fart. Sometimes I remember the roles and I don't remember the actor's name, so I will give them the character name and leave the rest up to you guys, because Lord, my brain sometimes go, I know who you're trying to remember, but that's not who you're remembering. We're not going to let you have it. It's like, well, shit. Also, let's see. I watched Tom Baker when it came on Sci-Fi, when it was on the old satellite dish. Oh, old Dark Shadows. Oh, yeah. The old Dark Shadows was good, too. Romancing the Stone was my... Oh, okay. See, I'm brain farting, but it was still a good movie. Yeah. Well, let me see. It's been over 30 years, and I only saw the movie twice. So can you kind of let it slide? Can you kind of let it slide? Let's see here. Arr. Thanks. Let's see. Johnny Depp, Leonardo DiCaprio, James DeFranco from. Okay, Johnny Depp, and this is, I don't know how else to word this, so I'm going to word it my way, and you guys can let me know whether it makes sense or not. Johnny Depp is great at roles where he is supposed to be an animated character. But I didn't like him so much as when he was not in an animated character persona with an over-the-top kind of costume or makeup. Does that make any sense? Because I loved him in Edward Scissorhands. I can't imagine anybody else as Jack Sparrow. Okay? But when I see him as him with minimal makeup and regular clothing, I'm like, it's okay. It's okay. I didn't like him in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory in the reimagination, which was actually closer to the book than Gene Wilder's version. I just didn't like how they depicted him. I liked him from Hell as Jack the Ripper. See, I didn't watch that. I've got to watch that then. Okay. You guys are recommending stuff for me to see. I can do that. I can totally do that. Mm-hmm. He did. And him, just like Robert Downey Jr., I'm brain farting on all these names this morning. They wanted to do all of their own stunts. And it was the director, the safety, and the production crews that were like, okay, you can do that one. You can do that one. You can't do that one. No, you cannot do that one. That one is a no-no. Let me see here. Jason was talking all that shit about killing Trump. Yeah, well, I like to try as much as possible to separate the art from the artist if I can. So you got that. Okay, so we have a comedy that's limited release on the 31st. That's Always Be My Maybe. A thriller by Saban Films called Domino. A drama called The Fall of the American Empire, which is also on limited release. Too Late to Die Young, which is a drama, limited release. And, okay, Always Be My... What the fuck? Limited and Netflix only? How can you have limited and Netflix only? See, it says Netflix original. Okay, look. One listing. One. Edit your page, people. Edit your page. Okay, let's see what Always Be My Baby is. Dark Phoenix. I watched the trailer and I reacted to it on my Geek channel. The effects were nice, but they always do Dark Phoenix. Childhood friends Sasha and Marcus have a falling out and don't speak for 15 years, but when Sasha, now a celebrity chef in Los Angeles, returns to her hometown of San Francisco to open a new restaurant, she runs into her old pal, a happily complacent musician still living at home and working for his dad. In other words, neckbeard in the basement. Though the two are reluctant to reconnect, they soon find the old sparks and maybe some new ones are there. So it's a rom-com. Okay. A rom-com. Lovely. Let me see here. Yeah, where is it? It's right here. This is me. This be me. Let me see if it'll open up or if it's going to be a pain in the ass. Because I think I have... No, I don't. Ah, shit. Okay, there it is. Well, it's a roundabout way of getting there, but whatever. So let's open this up in a new tab. To further fuck up my computer. Because reasons, y'all. Okay. And I'm doing it this way because sometimes we have YouTube adding 20 million extra characters on the back of something, and that's annoying. That is highly annoying. All right, so if you go to my Geek blog and click on the YouTube link from there, you will get to my Maddie's House of Geek, unless somebody wants to go to my House of Geek channel and share it in the chat, which I would absolutely appreciate. So let's see. I'm getting tired of remakes. I am. Have people? They're just. I don't really know. Now to me, the one person. No, I wouldn't call it a remake. It's more of a remastering. That did it rather well was George Lucas when he remastered. Thank you, Mitch. When he remastered the first 3 Star Wars movies. Now, those were digital remastering. He did explain on the extended versions what he remastered and what he added in. So, that was good. But to me, if you're going to remake a movie, okay, seriously, if you're going to remake a movie, let me hit stop sharing here. Flip, so you guys can see my famous and glorious 480p. As soon as the camera decides to work again, there we go. There's my face in glorious 480p. 480p. The only reason, in my opinion, to remake a movie is if you feel that something was left out of the original movie and you think you can improve upon the original by adding in backstory that wasn't there before. Not taking shit out. Not, I'm going to steal somebody else's term. Not tokenizing people for the sake of tokenizing them because diversity. Okay? If you're going to remake something, ask yourself, why do I think this needs a remake? What part of this movie needs to be remade and so it can be told better? If you can improve the story, then by all means, remake it. If you can't improve the story, true grit, leave it alone. Leave it alone. The Watchmen TV show does look rather promising. I did watch that particular trailer, and it does look rather promising. Of course, then when I went on YouTube to find out the reactions, 20 million people are going, oh my God, it's SJW shit. Oh my God, it's this. Oh my God, it's that. Okay, look. I'm going to say this on this stream once and for all because this is something that I truly believe. Okay? Do not look at a trailer. Do not go watch a movie. Do not watch a TV show or an anime already predisposed to thinking that a political message is going to be in there. Don't go watching these things looking for identitarian politics, social justice messages, or anything that the regressive left is trying to push. Because if you go looking for that in everything that you watch, that's all you're going to see. You're going to find it in every single thing that you watch, whether it's there or not, because you're already predisposed to looking for the thing. Now, if it is there and it is obvious that it's there, it's one thing. But if it isn't there and you're trying to push that it is there, it's you looking at it through that lens and not being objective as to what you're looking at. Okay. I mean, I'm stuck with the original movie True Grit because I like my John Wayne. So I am highly biased. Okay? I like my John Wayne. Let's see. Now I'm triggered. I mean, all of us look for certain things when we're watching TV shows, when we're watching movies, especially if we've read a book before we've watched the movie. Okay? Let's face it. Okay? Yes, you're the hammer and everything is a nail. Exactly. That's my point. Exactly. Now, have there been some shitty movies that people thought were actually good? Yes. Oh, yes. Yes. Have there been some movies that if you left some elements out, or you didn't know the background or the lore, would it have been a good movie if, you didn't know any of that shit? Yes. 1,000 times yes. And I'm going to give you 2 examples. Sorry, but Batwoman nailed identity politics to the board and slapped you in the face. It did. And it started out with the articles. So by the time the trailer was released for the show, everybody was already predisposed to see. Now, there were cringy moments in the trailer, I'm not going to lie. Okay? And there are people pissed off with the people that say that Batwoman, excuse me, that Batwoman is a gender-bent Batman. But it's obvious. It's obvious in the trailer that that's what she is. Because she doesn't have her own equipment. She really doesn't have much of a backstory from just watching the trailer. She just, so-and-so's been kidnapped, so she's coming in here to rescue so-and-so. But she has to use all of Bruce Wayne's shit to do it. That's tokenizing a character. If you don't have your own shit, if you don't have your own backstory, if you don't have your own reason of being, you're tokenized. All you're doing is modifying a costume in order to do what you need to do. You're tokenized. Sorry. They also don't explain where Bruce Wayne went. No, they don't. Like the feminist Ghostbusters. What I feel like. Well, I mean, I'm not talking about that, but yeah, that's an example. If you look at Disney, if you didn't know anything about Greek or Roman mythos, Hercules wasn't bad. It was an enjoyable movie. However, if you know, and who by now doesn't know the mythos behind Greek and Roman gods, knows all that, you're picking it apart because the pantheon is wrong from the outset. Another example of, if you didn't know the lore, if you didn't watch any of the previous material or anything like that, you wouldn't be happy with it. Another example of that was the Ghost in the Shell movie. Because if you hadn't seen any of the anime, if you hadn't watched any of the movies, and you didn't read any of the manga or anything like that, then it is a visually stunning movie with a really good story. However, if you've seen the anime and you've watched the movies of Ghost in the Shell, you realize that the live action Ghost in the Shell was actually 3 Ghost in the Shell movies smooshed together. That's just it. Once you know the thing, you can't unknow the thing just for the sake of a movie. Exactly. That's what I mean. That's what I mean. That's why I haven't seen. That's the only thing I keep hearing about it, Jacob, is that it sucked. That's why I am waiting for it to come out on a streaming service so I can see it. Because, Ghost in the Shell felt like a really meh. Well, I mean, no, it was a put together movie. It was just 3 of the main movies jammed together. If they would have done a live action version of the first Ghost in the Shell movie, then it would have been good. But they took 3 movies and smashed it into 1 movie. That was the problem. That's what they did. And that's what they did wrong. Also, the other thing they did wrong in that movie is the movie looked too clean in a lot of parts. Because when you watch the Ghost in the Shell movie, the city is gritty. The city is alive. The city has its own feel to it. It's not clean. Making a new... No. Why? Okay. Unless it's continuing the story, I don't want another Ghost in the Shell anime because it's perfect. Unless it's continuing the story, I don't want. Like the remake that's what was it? The live action television show Netflix is coming out with, Cowboy Bebop. I've seen the cast. I kind of like the cast. No, sorry. I like the people they chose for the cast of Cowboy Bebop. Now, the problem I'm having is there hasn't been an announcement yet as to who's doing the musical score for the television show. Because to me, a big part of the Cowboy Bebop anime is the jazz score from the original artist. Oh, I get it. It's not for everybody. It's not for everybody. Let's see here. Let's move on to sci-fi and away from anime for a while. Or even comic book movies. Let's see here. The first 3, so they need to stop remaking stuff and make new things. Yeah, Green Thunder, I agree. Yeah, I agree. Green Thunder. It's just they're going remake crazy because they think they can capture the lightning in a bottle twice. Okay? Or live action Akira is going to be weird. Because I watched that movie. The end of that movie was weird and gross. Mm-mm. Let's see. Yeah, Aliens and The Thing, they had decent sequels, I agree. They don't. I mean, it's like, if you look at it realistically, They really don't need that much creativity. How many new authors how many authors, established authors, do we have out there with a ton of books? I have yet to see a Patricia Cornwell movie. I have yet to see any more movies from Tom Clancy, even though a lot of people that read his books realize that a lot of shit got taken out of the movie. I don't read those books. Those aren't my kind of books. But everybody has their own likes and dislikes. Yeah, okay, that doesn't surprise me. That they're making a Rainbow Six movie. Let's see. It's like Patricia Cornwell books, I like them because it's crime solving from the forensic side. You get to see more of the forensic stuff and how she works with that. I don't know what Without Remorse is. Is that from what book is that from? What happened? I don't know what happened to Stephen King. I have yet to see the Gunslinger movie because once you and if this comes out of my mouth wrong, I'm sorry, but I don't know any other way of wording it. Okay. I haven't seen the Gunslinger movie because once you race bent the character, you already know the story has to be different. Yeah, they did. They became radioactive. See, I don't follow any of that, Jacob. So you can sit there and shoot Clancy titles out all day long in my direction, and I will have no clue what the hell you're looking, because I don't read those books. I don't play those games. Rainbow Six I recognize because Ronan plays those games. Okay, he does that. I don't. So that's not a genre I'm into. So there's a lot of stuff that you're probably going to wind up mentioning that I'm like, I have no clue what you're talking about. Yeah, that's true. That is where pretty much I separate the art from the artist, because I have to. Because I like a lot of Stephen King's books. I just can't stand his politics. And if politics is the only thing I don't like about a particular artist, then fine, I can deal with that. Okay. But however, if there's something else in their past that makes them a hell of a lot more shadier than me just not agreeing with their politics, then I'll walk away. Chris Brown is one. I was never a fan of Chris Brown. And then when it came out that he's violent, I'm like, yeah, I don't need to even, be curious in that realm. Plus with books, when it's a popular series, Hollywood tends to want to pull out the things in the movie and kill the possibility. Yeah. I mean, to me, it's like I said before you popped in, Mitch. In order to make a movie out of a novel accurately, chances are 9 times out of 10 that movie is going to have to be more than one part. To put in all the nuances and backstory, it's going to have to be longer than 2 hours, more than one part, and you're going to have to find a way of working into the movie what the characters are thinking, because that's the main difference between a movie and a novel, in my opinion, is the novel explains to you their thought process, how they're working through this, how they're thinking through that, what they're thinking at the time. And unless you do 20 million voiceovers for everybody's that's thinking in a movie, which gets old, let's just face it, voiceovers get old after a while. You're not going to ever accurately convey what a character is thinking in a movie. A violent black man, no. It's very difficult to accurately portray a book in a movie. Now, they did it with Stephen King's The Dark Half. Even though The Dark Half was a thick book, but they put enough background in it for it to be somewhat accurate. What I'm worried about is the Highlander. Oh, no, they're not. Please tell me they're not rebooting the Highlander. Oh, I did not need to see that. That's why a bunch of books became movies. Since they have less plot character development. is actually what's actually decent. Yeah, it is. The original characters did it. You don't need. It is. Oh, you mean the dark half? The one I mentioned about the dark half? I've got to watch the first part of it because I grew up watching. Now, for those of you that didn't watch the reaction to my trailer, when it comes to the book, I'm cursed. Because my mom gave me the book for me to read, hard copy, big ass book, because it is a big ass book. I wanted to read it, didn't have time to read it. One of my friends asked if they could borrow it, so I lent them the book. I got in trouble with my mom because they never brought the book back. First try for me to read it, couldn't read it. They didn't bring the book back when they were done. Fast forward till a few years ago, when roommate and nephew go help people move, and they get given books that they bring home, one of which is It. I start reading It. I get one chapter into It, and then the book disappears. I looked all over the house, including the basement of doom, for the book It. After I had finished reading one chapter of the book, nowhere to be found. Nowhere to be found. So the only reference I have to draw from as far as the book is concerned is the miniseries, and that's it. I know, it is creepy. Like I said, that book for me is cursed. Yeah. Now, I have read The Regulators, Desperation, Tommy Knockers, Needful Things, Rose Madder, I'm forgetting one, Cujo, shit. Doomickey. I've read Doomickey. Doomickey was good. Yeah, it's good to put. Yeah. Yeah, I could have had a better final vision. I agree. I'm down here and they all float. Exactly. I read the book Tommy Knockers and I watched the miniseries. The miniseries made me go, what the fuck book did they read? Because other than the alien feel of the miniseries, it was completely different from the book. It's like, here's the book, we read the book, we're going to throw the book in the garbage, and now we're going to make the miniseries. And the miniseries had pretty much nothing to do with the book. I'm sitting here watching the Tommy Knockers miniseries going, the fuck am I watching? You know, I have seen Cat's Eye. I have seen The Silver Bullet. I have seen Langoliers. Didn't get a chance to read those before I moved out of Mom's house. Salem's Lot movie was, yeah, I watched that. Yeah, it is. It was creepy. It was really creepy. Let me see. Now, Stephen King movies I've watched are different. I've watched The Dark Half on the big screen. I've watched Cujo. And my son and I had a conversation of the difference in between the movie Cujo and the books, which surprised me, not because he could pick up the differences, but I had never seen him read before, so for him to tell me that he read the book was surprising. Misery. I also read Misery, which started out a little slow, but when it picked up, it really got going. Let's see here. Let me see what else. Let me see, I heard Tranime is still. Hi, Tranime! How you doing, girl? How you doing? One Stephen King book that I started reading and I got so bored that I put it down and walked away from it was Pet Sematary. To this day, I have not finished reading that book because it bored me to tears. I just put it down and walked away. It was way too slow. And I think it was Desperation. No, The Regulators that started out that way too. I'm sitting here and I'm reading it and I'm 3 chapters in going, All right, Steven. And anytime now. Anytime you want to start the shit up, Steven, I'm good. I'm hanging in here with you, man. I'm 3 chapters into this book, man. Ain't nothing happened yet. You better get this going, man, or there's going to be no one on put down. Doom McKee was weird as fuck. Anybody who's read Doom McKee is weird as fuck. That book was like, holy crap. You were probably on your painkillers when you wrote that one, because woo, that book was a trip. Yeah. Somebody needs to go over to Hollywood and shake them up a bit, because they're not listening to us. Because remember, if we complain about anything, we're trolls. We're all incels, we're all trolls, we're all neckbeards that live in the basement. Last time I checked, Ellen has no beard. And I have an apartment, and I don't live in the basement, and I certainly don't live with my parents. The Alien movies were good, because we mentioned those earlier. I liked the Alien movies. Let's see, what else? The first few Terminator movies were good. And then they started dragging the shit out. And now they have a new one where, from what I understand in the trailer, she saves herself. Like, hello, cash grab. What the fuck? The Howling. Oh, yeah, The Howling was good. I can't remember the name of the horror movie. But me and my mom used to rent horror movies. I mean, the cheesiest fucking horror movies we can find from Blockbusters. And the horror movie was these co-ed girls that found this genie's lamp, and the genie started systematically killing all the co-eds. And Mom was like, well, that's interesting. Mom and I would just pick an off-the-wall thing. The Exorcist was good. The Omen was good. I had my kid sit down and watch both of those movies, and he said that The Omen was creepier than The Exorcist because, Damien needed to die. That was his response. No, it wasn't Wishmaster. This was a B-movie esoteric thing. It was not called Wishmaster at all. You could tell it was really low budget and out there, but it wasn't Wishmaster. Mm-hmm. Yeah. No. One's in the chat if you've ever heard of the movie The Incredible Melting Man. Because I watched that movie when I was a little shit. And it creeped me out then. And I still have visions in my head of the dude melting. Because that was... Ugh. Ash will save us all. Yeah, Evil Dead was good. Nobody? Holy crap. Talk about an esoteric movie. I don't understand why. I don't remember because it's been so long. Ghost Dog remembers. I don't remember, but it's been so long. But for some strange reason, through some accident or something, this guy starts melting. And I mean, he just kind of starts kind of melting all the way down. And I'm fine with it. I think I'm like 8 or 9 watching this movie, and I'm fine with it until it gets to the point where he melts and his eyeballs just kind of melt down with the rest of him, and you see the eyeballs rolling down the front of the book. And I'm like, oh, I'm good. Yeah, it's called The Incredible Melting Man. I've seen the first Hellraiser movie. I've never seen any of the sequels. I think I was in my early teens when I watched the first Hellraiser movie, and I'm like, okay, this is really gross. Not doing it anymore. But I'm old enough for me to, go back and watch the rest of them. So I'm probably going to do that. Jeff Goldblum in The Fly was just, that movie. That movie was not only good, but it had the gross stuff with him actually turning into the fly and all that, and that was just ugh. The practical effects and makeup effects in that movie were great. I mean, anything that makes me go is I love it. I have all the Hellraiser for sure. Oh, okay, cool. Just S&M penny. Never seen the Cube. Never seen the Cube. Now, let me see. As far as comic book movies are concerned, I like the first two Iron Man movies. They kind of disappointed me with the third one. I like the first couple of Spider-Man movies. They disappointed me with the third one. And by the time it did that, I'm like, okay, is Marvel going to have a problem with the third installment of all of these comic book movies? Because so far it's been, I like it, I really like it, I like it, it's okay, I can rewatch this. And you get to the third movie and you're like, okay, this has problems. Oh my God, I don't even remember when Jaws came out, but I know it's out there. Oh my Lord. Let's see here. Yeah, you already mentioned that Captain Marvel sucks. You didn't need to repeat yourself, Jacob. Let me see. Yeah, 76 or 77. I was 3 when it came out. So I didn't watch it until I was a lot older. Never ending recurring dreams of him coming out of it. Yeah. Yeah. Let me see. The Raggedy, if any of you guys remember the Raggedy Ann and Andy movie, the villain in that movie was creepy. The glob of like the greedy, I forgot the name of him. I think his name was Greedy or something like that. It was just really gross. It was just yuck. We should do classic science fiction movie nights. Oh yeah, that would be cool. Yeah, that creepy as hell cartoon. Exactly, Pete. Exactly. Yeah, I watched that when I was a kid, and I'm like, wow, they put that in the movie. Ooh boy, I'm trying to forget Raggedy Ann. See, if we're gonna do theme nights like that on Rabbit, we have to establish from the get-go what kind of sci-fi do we want. Do we want good classic sci-fi, or do we want a sci-fi cringe night? Because boy, do we know there is cringe out there for sci-fi. Whew. Space Adventures from Outer Space. I mean, it's just, movies and stuff is just absolutely love it. Something with robots. Let's see here. You guys, you realize I have not seen the newest reboot of Voltron. I've seen the original one. I've seen the first reboot, or most of the first reboot, but I haven't seen this latest one that's on Netflix. I'm almost afraid to watch it with what they've been doing. Because, you have, MST3K has covered the cringe. Yeah, I know. MST3K was good. Because, I mean, you've got, let me see, you have She, Him, and the Social Justice Princesses. You have Tumblr Cat's Boar coming out sometime this year, because after, the debut videos and the trailers and stuff last year, they haven't had a firm release date on that. All right, take care, Red Feather. Oh my God, it's been years. Too long since I've seen Big Trouble in Little China. Too long. And all from the head. Yep. And you knew in the classic one, you knew all shit was about to break. Form Blazing Sword. And when they rebooted it, it was when a different lion took the head, it had different, got a split. Okay, Freedom, you take care. Yes, it is. Ultraman is good. Ultraman is good. We saw the first season. I've got to finish putting together the video for that and the video for Star Blazers. I've been a little dragging my butt because I've been trying to find a schedule that fits me, that'll let me, hang out with people in my Discord and get work done at the same time. And I haven't been able to do that as of yet. So I'm still working on that. I am still working on that. Let's see. Ooh. It is 10 to noon, which means it's almost done. Brunch, technically brunch is from 10 to 2. I started at 10 o'clock in the morning so I can talk to you guys. And Pork Chop Express. So thank you guys all for coming today. Ghost Dog, thank you for the $5 donation. And join me next Saturday at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time when Brunch with Maddie comes back. I'll catch you guys later. Take care.